and my partner, DG Mato, for the great work that they have done to promote the adoption of solar energy globally. Now, of course, India has done tremendous progress in adopting solar energy, but we want to do a lot more in many developing countries. I represent Africa 50, which is an infrastructure investment platform, investment manager in Africa, owned by 32 African countries, the African Development Bank and 2 African central banks. Together with the International Solar Alliance, we believe that the time is now to catalyze, to speed up the implementation, to speed up the adoption of solar energy in Africa. And I'm extremely pleased that ISA has, through the process that they have launched, they have selected Africa 50 to enter into discussion with ISA to become Africa 50 to become the investment manager for the Africa Solar Facility, which is launched by ISA. I like to say that, like DG Mato said, it's so important to have the right tools to catalyze private investment in solar in emerging markets. And through the ISA solar facility, really, I think you've built the right tool. Of course, because you've consulted so many people to come up with the right tool to ensure that now we can scale up and speed up also, scale and speed investment in solar energy in Africa, especially in distributed solar energy on the continent. So we are very excited to deepen this partnership that we have started to achieve our mutual goal of having universal access to energy across the world with a lot of solar energy, which is adopted by many countries. Especially in the last few years, is fantastic in terms of solar adoption. Certainly through the policies of the government of India, but also through institutions such as the International Solar Alliance, really that are promoting adoption of solar energy. So we in Africa, of course, we want to learn what has been done in India so well so that we can adapt those practices and policies so that we can also speed up the adoption of solar electricity on the continent. So I think this country, India, is really showing the way for the global south as to how we can also speed up the adoption of solar energy. For sure, we have to think about it because we need to deliver reliable electricity at an affordable cost. And one of the ways that we are thinking about affordability, especially for distributed solar energy, is to reduce the financing cost for those investments, but also to provide the right risk mitigation, which will ensure that investors will then come in and provide electricity at a low price, but also still making returns that are acceptable to investors. Because without returns, investors won't invest. So it's up to us to come up with blended financing, and this is exactly what the International Solar Alliance is doing with the Global Solar Facility and the Africa Solar Facility to reduce the cost and mitigate the risk so that investors will come in. That is precisely to address affordability.